Welcome to Fonty! In this video, we will show you how to add fonts, customize fonts, install the app embed widget, and more. When the app first opens, you will be on the fonts page by default. To change fonts on the storefront, you need to enable the app embed by clicking the Enable button found at the top. This allows the app to load font settings and to use our element picker. Click the Enable button to load into your store customizer, automatically into the app embed section, and into the Fonty block. You can see the block has been automatically enabled. All you need to do now is click the Save button in the top right-hand corner. Once saved, we can go back to the app and refresh to check this. If complete, the message box will disappear. The app embed is now enabled, and we can look at adding some fonts. Choose one of the following options, for example, a Google font. This loads onto the Google font selection page. On this page, you can search for fonts, preview fonts, and add fonts. Click the plus icon button to add the font. Once fonts are added, you need to head back to the fonts page to configure its settings. Now we are back on the main fonts page. We can see the two Google fonts we just added. For each font, you can see its status, its type, a settings icon, and the font name and weights. Click the settings icon to edit the font settings. On the Edit Font page, you can apply the font to global styles for specific HTML tags by turning on the toggle button. A save bar at the top will show each time a change is made. Let's make some changes to the header 1 tag and save it. At this point, we need to active the font. This will allow the font to affect your storefront. Heading back to the customizer, we can see the font hasn't been applied because the element heading 1 isn't being used on the home page. We need to find out what the font we want to target is. The first option would be to inspect the element to find what HTML tag is being used. In this case, we can see it's a heading 2 tag. Let's head back to the app and change the setting. Now we have enabled the heading 2 tag. Let's check this back in the customizer. As you can see, the font is now applied to all heading 2 tags. The second and best option for font targeting is to use the element picker. Head back to the font settings page within the app and choose the element picker option, which allows an interactive selection of elements from the storefront with a simple click. Once it loads you back onto the customizer, you will be presented with a draggable box in the bottom left with some instructions. This also shows what font you are targeting and an exit picker button. As you move the mouse around the page, you can see it gives you the option to select an element as you hover. Simply click the small Select tab to choose this element. Once selected, you will see a success message. Heading back to the app and reloading, you can see the new selected element was automatically saved to the font settings. Now let's go back and select some more elements. You can see all these selected elements are now showing in the Font Element Picker section of the app. Once happy, we can reload the customizer to see the changes. You will notice that the element picker will let you target fonts, which is great for simply apply the font, but won't apply any color or text size settings. This is the main difference between the global tag settings and the element settings. You can also add custom CSS to your font settings and target specific devices. Let's change it to mobile only, so this font only applies to mobile views. Let's check this out in the customizer to see the effect. When you finished with the element picker, you can simply click Exit Pick Mode button. You can also upload a custom font with a simple drag and drop. Or you can choose to add an Adobe font. Adobe fonts require you to add your Adobe API key via the settings page as shown here. When you add an Adobe API key, it will notify you if the key is valid or not. You can also change font smoothing and text rendering settings, or disable the app from the settings page. Heading back to the Create Adobe Fonts page, you can either create a new kit directly from our app or use an existing kit as shown in this example. Simply click the kit you require and head back to the main fonts page. As you can see, all the fonts in that kit have now been pulled into the app, giving you the same options to target and edit the font settings. We hope this video helps get you started on your journey with Fonty.